welcome to my platform. This is going to be a message for the collective. My messages are timeless, so when you see them is when you're meant to hear them. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Also, please don't forget to hit the post notification bell so you can get alerts when my videos are posted. If you're new to my platform, welcome. Please hit that subscription button. It would totally mean the world to me. Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Come on in. Hello. And happy Friday. Thank you all for being here. How's everyone doing? Are y'all ready for the weekend? Have you ever had something that you was looking for that you know where it's at? You went to that spot, that's where it should be. But even in that spot, there's other stuff there that should not be there. But the thing that you're looking for is not there, which is also very strange. RJ, have a wonderful day.
You too. Love you, Mom.
Love you more. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in, and come on in. Peace and blessings for y'all today. Have the day you deserve. Either way. We're going to pull it on in, pull it on. It's so weird because all of these screens look different. Every single one of them. And I'm wondering, I mean, it's all different stuff, but just the quality of like the picture or something is so much better on these ones. But then the one that needs to actually be of good quality that goes into, you know, a different platform, it just is not. And I got like 5 different layers of clothes on. It's hot in here. And I put this stuff on my face that basically is just doing whatever the heck it want to do. But I'm trying to find something. A prayer. Ain't that something? When you're trying to find a prayer and you can't. Ain't that a message all on its own? Mind you, it was where I left it, but for some reason. So this is the thing. Every time I started this channel, during certain points in times, it would be me starting off with a prayer. So here is the prayer: divine alignment and peace. But yesterday I realized, why are you not doing a prayer anymore? There wasn't a reason why, other than for some reason something got added into it. And so this is the prayer. We just gonna let it play and go for that. O cosmic creator, source of all life and light, you are my shepherd, guiding me through every valley, every shadow. I lack nothing, for you lead me beside still waters and restore my soul. In your presence I find peace and strength, for you are always with me. Your rod and staff comfort me, and your love prepares a path before me, even in the face of adversity. Grant me the serenity to embrace what I cannot change, the courage to change what is within my power, and the wisdom to discern the difference. As I walk each day in faith, in the presence of your infinite grace, I am unafraid, for your kingdom flows through me, as it does all creation. With deep gratitude, I give thanks for the miracles already set in motion in my life. Shift what must be shifted, move what needs to be moved, and illuminate my path with your divine light. Align my heart, my actions, and my soul with your will, for I know you have already provided the strength, guidance, and the blessings I need. I release all fear and surrender fully to your higher wisdom. May your goodness and mercy follow me all the days of my life as I dwell in your sacred presence, now and forever. Amen. Amen. All right. So it is a thing, right? It's like naming the spirit or naming the beast, right? Because what happens when you can't find a prayer? It's like constricting or restricting. So it's something heavy. I hate that. When you can't find a prayer, it usually means your heart is tired, overwhelmed, or carrying more than words can hold. And that's okay. Silence, tears, and even deep breaths can be prayers too. In many faith traditions, including the Bible, it teaches that God understands when we don't know what to say. There's a verse that says the Spirit intercedes with groanings too deep for words. In other words, when you're empty, heaven still hears you. One, you're being invited to rest instead of strive. Your honesty matters more than perfect words. Your heart posture speaks louder than sentences. Sometimes all I can say is this: help, trust you, I trust you. I'm tired, and that is enough. Not being able to find a prayer doesn't mean you're far from God. It usually means that you're being real. So there's a thing, right? And I want to find it because I want to make sure that I'm telling y'all the truth. It's like a python spirit. And so one of the things is, I rebuke you and send you back to the pits of hell. And although I'm having this conversation, I don't feel none of that. I'm empathizing because I'm in the, situation and circumstances along with it. But I said, I'm not saying I'm tired anymore. I'm ready. Whatever's going to happen, don't matter. Win, lose, or draw, I'm ready. Tired gives off a sense of weakness. What's the etymology of tired? The word tired has a pretty interesting history. Tired comes from the verb tire, which originally meant to exhaust, wear out, or to make weak. It seems like that's what they're trying to do. And that's why that spirit is heavy on a lot of people. But meanwhile, this is the thing. There's some people that wake up every day and they're saying they are tired. Mind you, imagine 400 years. Imagine every day for 400 years or more, you wake up and somebody decides that they want to put their foot on your neck. They want to hinder you. They want to endanger you. They want to harm you. They want to stop you. They want to silence your voice. The power of life and death is in the tongue. Your voice is powerful. But they want to exhaust your energy, your power, your life force. So, strength and endurance. Put a pin in it. It showed up in English in the early 1400s. Before it meant sleepy, it was more about being drained of strength, physically or mentally. The deeper root likely connects to Old English and possibly Old French words related to pulling, straining, wearing down. So when you're tired, you're literally saying you've been worn down by effort or strain over time. Not just sleepy, but used up. Again, imagine 400 years or more. Imagine 100 years. Imagine 30, 60, 90 days. And so it's some people in the system saying they are tired right now, but it's a lot of people in the system saying they are ready because it's already been a thing. It's already been happening. And then it's a lot of distractions, a lot of disturbances of the force, like Yoda said. And are the people that are trying to distract doing it intentionally? And this is why I'm asking, because it's a lot of people, you know, stars, celebrities, people that you can see, right? And they're all having whatever issue they're having. And it's like, you know, because life is going on. In the midst of everything that's happening, life is still going on. And I get that, right? But also it's a little weird because you mean to tell me that you think that whatever you're dealing with in your relationship status is more important than what's happening on a collective global scale? So to me, I feel like it's being done intentional. I could be wrong, but probably not. So collectively, over time, draining the energy, observe, don't absorb. So observe, don't absorb is like the watcher standing outside and just watching whatever is happening. So I'm going to say this because this is what I said yesterday. And, you know, I got to be honest because God be listening to me. And I said, looking at everything that's happening and everything that's going on, it's so many people that are just saying, just wait till the midterms. Just wait till the this. Just wait till, but it all still has to do with the same system. And I said, God, I can't live or die in this system. I don't want to live or die in this system. I have eyes. I'm aware. I can see. And for everybody that's begging for, you know, the other people to step in because they haven't stepped in, that should tell you something. For everybody that is, but mind you, y'all tired over a year. Honestly, this has been the best year of this whole entire 400 years. Not because I approve of what anybody's doing. Only the thing is the awareness that is coming about. That this is what those people had to deal with. This is what these people had to deal with. This is what's been going on. You know, everybody's upset. Everybody's, you know, running amok, da 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 da. Oh, it's a lot of clamoring, this, that, and the third. But I also feel like y'all are not going to do nothing. I also feel like if in fact this world does what I see, God, I'm going to just, you know, stay over here with the aware people, because literally the fact that these people can sit in front of your face and tell you everything, and all y'all is worried about is trying to still fit back into a system that has definitely not done anything good for me, my people, not doing anything for your people, anything else. It only does good by what they're doing. And at this point, once it gets put on a national stage and everybody can see, that means that we are all guilty. And I don't want to be guilty for that. I didn't do it. So at this point, it is like even the things that people could have had hope in, it's definitely being like tainted is the word I want to use. So yesterday there was a story that I saw that came across, and it was a lady that was she was, I don't know which word I want to use. I don't know if I want to say Muslim or Islam. Either way, take it how it resonates, right? And what they said the lady did was she sold an artifact, right? And not for nothing, everybody in the comments I was reading said that don't matter because it meant nothing. Because this particular item, the gift was given to God. The prayers were given to God. The tears were given to God, right? But for the life of me, the exchange is what was more important to me. Like, I didn't care that she exchanged this, what she exchanged. I was confused as to why everybody was so focused on that, but they didn't pay attention to what she received. He gave her, y'all go look it up. Either it was something pertaining to DNA, because the way I seen it on the video looked like it was because and they be making stuff up, but I heard several different things. Either way, both alarmed me, because why was this lady being given, why was it important for him to take the artifact, something that all of these people touched, that didn't matter, shouldn't matter to him? Because again, even the comments were very much aware, prayers went up into heaven. Whatever he thought he was about to do with it, whether or not it was a ritual, whether or not it was a da-da-da-da, whatever the fuck, why was she receiving either samples of DNA or DNA, what is it, the 23andMe something, like for a person to get DNA tested? Like, everybody worrying about the wrong shit. And this keeps being a thing. This has been the narrative. Everybody be so clamoring over the fact that she gave him a piece of a spiritual something, rug, carpet. That was not what was important. What was important is, why did y'all not hear the words, your DNA is the code? And if there's either samples, and again, entertainment purposes only is why I'm gonna say this. The man came online and he said, are you not tired of people being so stupid yet? And it's a very harsh way to put it, because you don't want to call people stupid. But for the life of me, I mean, I don't know what other type of word to be able to use, because it's not new. It's already been happening. Finally, some other people are catching up, because now it's happening, all over the place. And all y'all want to discuss is, how do we take the lesser of two evils? There's a third option. That one is a little bit more the road unseen, the road less traveled. This is where, when everybody wants to go this way, the masses, because we know where that road leads. It's sheep to the slaughter. Take it how it resonates. The story is still being written. It's being cataloged as we speak. So nothing that I'm saying is going to matter to anybody unless you really incarnate back into this system, or unless you have grandchildren, or unless you have any type of future that you think you want to hold at this moment in time. So then there was even a thing that came up yesterday, which has been coming up for a while, because there's a thing that even normal people, y'all play it all the time, right? And I ain't gonna say it, but y'all know on Fridays when you get, somebody will send you to the store, they be like, get my cigarettes, get me this many, tickets, and this, that, and the third, right? And if y'all look over the history of certain aspects of that situation, how is it that these people keep coming up? Their names are coming up even on those tickets. Like, it's a lot of things that are not adding up to me, right? It's a lot of things that could or could not concern me. But this is what concerns me. If, in fact, we get rocked back to sleep, because for the life of me this morning, I couldn't remember my name. Not my name here. Right? Mind you, I don't even really have to worry about it because I already wrote it down. And I already know it. This is the thing. I know it. But this morning, as I was going over some things in my mind, in my brain, I couldn't remember my placement in time. So just imagine you existing right here, right now, and you forget everything about you. You forget your name. You forget the day you were born. You forget your family. You forget everything. You wake up and everything's wiped away. It's just forgotten. And now you have this system, these groups of people, red or blue, telling you who you are. Would you feel comfortable with that? Would you be okay? Would you think that they are going to eventually do the right thing? So I happened to see something in the lady's bag. And so, mind you, not a representation of me, because I'm not going to go with the fact that, because all skin folk ain't kin folk. I don't care what none of y'all say. And so that's already an uphill battle. So then as I was looking at that, I'm saying, really everybody is clamoring because they don't like us either. These people don't like us. Meanwhile, why is it illegal in certain groups to take a DNA test? Y'all could give me some answers if you like, because if I made it illegal for certain people to take a DNA test, right? And I could be using the word illegal, but it could just be against their religion. Now, not for nothing, they could just be lying even about, the DNA test, because we keep finding out that they just making up some stuff, right? They could just have made it up. It could be true or it could be not. They could be able to isolate, this, that, or the third. But then we keep finding out that, even the things they say change later on. Like, I saw a guy was saying something about they thought that taking out your appendix or something, it was like a throwaway type of organ, but come to find out it's not. Meanwhile, it's a lot of people running around here without one. So take it how it resonates. So what happens instead is that some religions discourage or restricted by belief, not by law. So like I said, I could have been saying it the wrong way, but illegal still seems like the best term for me, because if you're being restricted in a certain group, potato. So anyone can take a DNA test. The government doesn't ban it for religious reasons, because once I said legally, it put it to the law, right? But God has law. Spiritual law is another thing. So if a person has now made up something, because I can make up a religion as well, right? I can make up a religion. I can get 200 billion people to follow me, and whether or not it was right or wrong, the fact of the matter is, if I can get the followers, then voila, new religion springs up, right? I ain't saying this one's new. I'm just saying, why would they not want to take a DNA test, right? But why is it that secretly DNA is being done? Things that make you go, because suppose greatest story ever told, because if he can write history, her can write history, right? So say if my version of history is the one that survives after God kicks this place like a kickball, across the other side of, Timbuktu. Then that means that whatever I say goes. And I could remember, that this is what y'all said, but technically I don't believe nothing y'all say no way, so it's just going to be what I said, right? And so going here, legally in most countries, including in the USA, anyone can take a DNA test. So it don't have to be done under a secret name. It don't have to be done, Some faith groups advise against DNA testing because it can challenge traditional lineage or ancestral stories. They don't want to know the truth. Or, yep, I can choose not to remember. Yes, I can choose not to remember. So, the government doesn't ban it for religious reasons. Some faith groups advise against DNA testing because it can challenge traditional lineage or ancestry stories, conflict with religious laws about identity, who is considered part of a group, raise concerns about privacy, fate, or playing God, expose family relationships that go against religious rulers. Like, every day I come to y'all and, I could be, giving y'all some real shit, or just revealing y'all some shit, right? But ain't none of this stuff that I'm telling y'all can't go look it up. So let me tell you how greatest story never told. And this is where even I have to check myself, because I asked for the truth. So even in me asking for the truth, sometimes it pisses me off so bad. But I asked for the truth, so I got to be emotionally intelligent, like a black woman has to be all the time, to be able to discern. We listen and we don't judge. But somebody need their ass beat, God. Like, when is the beating going to start? But everything ain't done yet. It's not revealed yet. So everything ain't done. They can't get their ass beat yet. All right. So I'm going to just say, for entertainment purposes only, the greatest story ever told. But you can go look this shit up. There's a group of people that claim that, you know, they are the chosen folks, right? But mind you, those same people won't take this, all right? But meanwhile, those same people found it suitable to go and use what they won't do on people that look like me, because they said we have to prove it. Now, for all intents and purposes, the test came back that they is that. They is the lineage. But ain't it funny how, y'all know when I start that shit, that's when I'm about to act up, right? Because ain't that what bitches do? Ain't it funny how last week your ass was doing this, and meanwhile this week, but I ain't gonna do that, all right? But ain't it funny how we have to always prove something to somebody somewhere? Mind you, we got to prove shit that they won't even do. They won't put their ass under the same test that they put us, even though we keep passing with flying colors. Abby Grace, we ready. Remember, we ain't tired. We ready, baby. And this is where, like, I'm not even a rebel in a situation, right? I'm literally a woman that can see or is very aware of surroundings. And if the surroundings keep showing me who they are and what they are, you not gonna beg me to take my ass and want to still be a part of y'all system. And I'm gonna repeat it again. God, I can't live or die in this system. I don't like it. And more, even so, the fact that I don't like it, y'all shouldn't either. But I can't tell y'all what to do. But I am going to tell y'all that learning yourself is key. Learning when God is telling you that something is just absolutely wrong. Your body will tell you. Your DNA will tell you. Your body lights up when, you know, everything is lining up, like God sends me a signal. It's like my body goes on glow mode. That's what I call it, because it feels good. It feels good to be connected into heaven. And God's saying, keep being aware. I know it's making you upset, but are you okay? Yeah, God, I can handle it. Do you want more truth? Yes, God, I want more truth. I want to know what happened to my people. I want to know why I wake up and I can't remember my people. I can wake up and remember my name here. I can wake up and remember that, you know, y'all are doing this bullshit. I can feel, but y'all don't want me to feel nothing because, you know, the big grown stupid ass men around here say, oh, you're being emotional. Well, let me tell y'all something. For all intents purposes, all distractions on relationship shit, right? Because people want to be in this person's relationship. People want to be in this relationship. I'm going to behoove y'all to think that when one person is being overly aggressive and the other bitch shows up and they spiritual and, you know, because she checked his ass. But remember, we live in the middle, right? You know, everything in moderation. And it said have some decorum. And when we looked up the word decorum, it said acting appropriately for the situation. So sometimes, you know, I'm supposed to use my good hat, my good hair, right? And sometimes having some decorum means turn the fucking table over. That's decorum. That's what should happen in this situation. Because I can go through here and I can show you decorum, right? So in Matthew's 21 and 12 through 13, it gave me a couple different translations, right? So let me see what we want to go through. Y'all like King James so much, right? They ain't got that. What's ESV? I don't know. Either way, let's see. And Jesus entered the temple and drove out all who sold and bought in the temple, and he overturned the tables of the money changers, and the seats of those who sold pigeons. He said to them, "It is written, my house should be called a house of prayer, but you make it a den of robbers." He went in there and flipped the table over. It was suitable for the moment in time. So yesterday, I was laughing because somehow Gino Jennings came across my screen, right? And not for nothing, when I was younger, right, I used to always watch some of his stuff, and you know, a couple other people and whatever, but he always tell the truth, right? He don't do nothing but what's in the Bible. So literally, and then it'd be the hype man behind the scenes. Anyway, I was laughing because he said he was talking about Drewski's skit. Mind you, I still ain't seen this skit. I done heard so much about the skit. I feel like I done seen it, but I didn't need to go look it up because I don't feel like I should, you know, lay my eyes on everything, right? If it come across my screen, it come across my screen. So anyway, Gino Jennings was saying, he was going through the scripture, and it was saying about when them calling tithing or money seed. And he said, he read the scripture like he always do, and that's not what it was. And he be calling people out. So not for nothing, sometimes whenever it like goes across him anyway, I'll watch. And so it was just funny that, you know, that's what popped in my head when flipping over the tables. Anyway, so let's see. For I will pass through the land of Egypt that night, and I will strike all of the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast. And all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgments. I am the Lord. The blood shall be a sign for you on the houses where you are. And then I see the blood, I will pass over you, and no plague will befall you to destroy you when I strike the land of Egypt, right? Then it says, at midnight, the Lord struck all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh who sat on his throne to the firstborn of the captive who was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn of the livestock. Now, not for nothing, it sounded like Jesus was being, it sounded like God was being real wrathful at the time, right? And I ain't judging, right? For I will pass through the land of Egypt that night, and I will strike all the firstborn in the land of Egypt. Okay, let me see what else. And the reason why, okay, when I said it sounded like God was being very angry, he said he's going to strike down the babies, they're going to get rid of them. And then it made me wonder, why would that happen, right? But if I knew you before you were formed in your mother's womb, even if that's not what it was, I figure we can kind of maybe rationalize why certain people, certain things had to be gotten rid of, especially if you knew it had the DNA and the genetics of. And maybe it wasn't authorized. I don't know. I ain't God, so I ain't going to assume or anything else like y'all be doing. I'm going to just say that it was there, so it's being read. Let's see. In 2 Samuel 24, 15 through 16, God sends a destroying angel over Israel during David's census, but stops it at the threshing floor of Aruna. All right, I'll go look and see why that was. But then it says in 2 Kings, an angel strikes down 185,000 Assyrian soldiers to protect Jerusalem, right? But we started this because we was talking about DNA. people keep claiming stuff, but mind you, there's a way to figure out who's who and what's what, maybe, because again, they could still be lying about even that. But the fact of the matter is I already said that it's against certain people's religion. You better not go take a DNA test, because if you do, it's gonna be problems. But meanwhile, back at band camp, this could all be solved real quick, real easy. But they don't want to do that. So let me tell you what it says. Examples. And I ain't making this up. This is what's written here. So y'all go look it up, okay? It says, examples. Some Orthodox Jewish communities may discourage DNA testing because Jewish identity traditionally passes through the mother, not genetics. And DNA results could complicate religious status. Also inheritance. Also land. Also. I ain't say it. I'm not even the one doing this stuff. All I do is come here and say it, then I get in trouble. Not by God, because, I wouldn't even think of half of this shit that comes up. It gets dropped in my spirit, and then I come and tell y'all what I was learning, what I was being programmed with, and then the system goes on high alert to try to kick my ass out because she said what we did. So let's go fuck with her. Like, you're not thinking that you should go fuck with yourself for, doing any of the shit. You want to fuck with the person that said what you did. Like, that should be illegal too, but, here I am, still, are you okay? Yes, God, I'm okay. They keep trying to drag me to the white meat. They keep trying to mess with my stuff. But meanwhile, I ain't done none of this shit. This is already here. But y'all want me to wake up on a daily basis and forget what you did. And so this is the thing. Even if I forgot what you did, you're still doing it. So tomorrow when I wake up again, my mind, because I'm aware and I have, my thinking cap on, and tomorrow if you're doing the same thing, I don't even have to bring up past events. I can say what you're doing right here, right now, because right here, right now is important. So you can't be mad at me for saying, oh, this is happening, and then you try to say, oh, y'all need to start bringing up the past. Well, that would be nice if it was the past, but it's today, and you still ain't gave me back my shit yet. My books is still locked in a vault. Every time something gets discovered, y'all take y'all bitch asses over there, lock it down, claim it for y'all's. Meanwhile, none of it belong to you. You don't have the skill, the mindset, the nothing to build it. Every time a question gets asked from y'all do everything but answer the fucking question. Y'all shuck and jive around the whole entire party, but you never answer the question. Why is it that we had better everything and what y'all are giving us is shit? So I would be inclined to believe that, no pun intended. But we're still at the truth. So we have to, keep discovering, keep understanding. So view DNA as sacred and not something to be shared with corporations. But y'all had to force us, the people, because they don't want their stuff in the corporation, but they want to be able to catalog. Ain't that something? Is that not familiar? And all y'all keep wanting to talk about is when this thing happened, shut this shit down. And whether it be the simulation, whether or not it be God, because again, I ain't saying nothing to nobody other than the fact that God, shut this shit down. Please and thank you. The faster, the better. Because we ready for the next. Even though we can't see what's down that black hole, we already know where this shit show's going. And thank you for telling the truth, but can we speed it up? Because I need more. I need to know some stuff. All right. So then it comes across because y'all do realize some of these buildings that, exist are out of place, right? Like, do y'all not see how long they take to build a highway? So you mean to tell me that you think the same niggas that take 20 years to build a highway could build any of them structures? The man said, are you tired of people being stupid yet? She said, ain't no way. Ain't no way. So I'm going to have to ask y'all, are y'all tired of being stupid yet? I mean, if not for nothing, are you okay with your kids being here with them? So then my mind and all this brightness, right? Because I told you I forgot my name. Thank God I wrote it down, right? Not my name here, but before. And so in the process, I was going back over the things and I'm like, you remember in 1980 something, this came out. Do y'all know how much stuff keeps coming out? And it could be the best show ever. Like, y'all, tell me what y'all best show is that started to reveal some stuff and it only had one season. I can tell y'all a few of mine. V was one of them. I said it, I mentioned it to y'all before. And so in V, they did a remake. Maybe they was like, trying to test y'all temperature and things of that nature. But I was a child, a little kid, and I remember how excited I was. Like, I couldn't wait for the next week for the next episode to come on. Because what ended up happening was the lizard people that, aliens that came down, they started infiltrating everything. And I told y'all, in my mind, it's certain things that took place during my childhood that don't seem like it should have been like it was misplaced. It was out of place. Because you mean to tell me that it was that advanced when I was younger, but mind you, it is not even still into existence at this moment in time. It don't make sense. Like, if there is a way for you to be able to bring it into existence in 1932 or 1802, then it should have made it better or easier to be advanced. It was a lot of stuff I wasn't allowed to watch. My family was already compromised. And see, this is the thing. I ain't gonna say I was lucky, but my mom worked at nighttime. So she worked at the chicken plant, right? And so, I would just be watching TV. But during the time, it was National Geographic used to always come on. And at nighttime, the TV would turn off. So, the kids couldn't watch TV past 12 o'clock. And then it would be like, the lines would come on, the red, yellow, green, da-da-da-da-da, that block shit. And then it was, oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early? So the TV would cut off with the U.S. Shit going across the screen. So you couldn't watch TV past that anyway. So that's what I remember. But growing up, that's even past that because that was National Geographic. But V even took place previously before that which is weird because then it was a regression in time. I remember Clark's Corner, which is a place in fucking Harrington, Delaware, right? It's like townhouses, row houses. It's the hood for all intents purposes, right? But mind y'all, maybe even the ghetto. But mind you, which is also funny, is if you look up where ghetto came from, it's these same niggas. Like, go when you think of ghetto, when I think of ghetto, I'll be thinking of keeping your head above water, making a way when you can, temporary layoffs, good times. That ain't even where that shit came from, y'all. That is so crazy. This is all I'm going to say. Somebody got to pay for this shit. That's all I got to say, right? Because the people who are the people that they not right. And ain't no way you could try to do what you did. Now let me read this to you. Because again, I ain't making it up. All I tapped in was etymology of ghetto. That's all I typed in. All right? It says the word ghetto has an interesting and somewhat tragic history. Here is the breakdown. Temporary layoffs, good time, ain't it? First recorded use, early 1600s in Venice, Italy. Italian word ghetto, possibly from ghetto, Gheto, meaning foundry of Venetian dialect. Historical context, the Venetian Republic forced Jews. Are you not entertained yet? And I ain't judging nobody. All I'm trying to figure out is why it's like a dirty pair of pants. Like literally these motherfuckers are taking off their dirty pair of pants and they put them on you. Everything about themselves, they literally shed and decided you get to have that. It's like when they did that chicken ritual. Like these motherfuckers, God forgive me, these people are some real nasty ass individuals. And not to say that people can't change, but where the beginning and the end and how everything that basically they're trying to act like they are they took their dirty pants off and they gave them to, they said, here, wear these. Like, because I don't want to be, connected to it. So I'm going to try to get rid of everything that was, and I'm going to just put it off on y'all. The same way they did that chicken ritual, gave it their sins, put it in a chicken, killed it, gave it to the poor people. These people have been trying to figure out their whole entire existence how to curse. It's a curse. It's a hex. It's a spell. The power of life and death is in the tongue. They literally been doing rituals right in your face, right in our face, right on the people, and on all the people, not just on, because dirty pants can go. You remember the traveling pants? Everybody wore them mother suckers and they just fit everybody so perfectly. Mind you, this bitch big, this bitch small, this bitch medium, this like everybody was all different sizes. But these pants just fit everybody so perfectly. Historical context. Jews to live in a specific area near a foundry, the ghetto. How the meaning evolved. Originally, it referenced a specific Jewish quarter in a city. Over time, especially in English, it came to mean any part of the city where a minority group is segregated or concentrated. Temporary layoffs, good times. Are y'all having a good time yet? Y'all still liking a system that don't like y'all? Y'all still want to red pill, blue pill everybody to death? Meanwhile, everybody knows the situation and the circumstances, because just imagine if I went to some of their schools, because I feel like I'm a very, intelligent individual. But just imagine if I had access to their stuff. And quite frankly, if y'all make the decision to do whatever it is, that's what I'm going to be bartering with God for. Because literally, if y'all want to be dumb, guess what? I can't take y'all free will from y'all. But please, God, allow me to, do some extra stuff. Because I would like to study. And I want to know what these people are being taught, because again, I feel like I'm a pretty, intelligent individual. If I had access to half of the stuff that they get to see and do, oh my God, what I could do for the people. But meanwhile, the people got to want to do it for themselves. The people can't keep wanting to be told and controlled when you have free will. We all have free will. My free will could get me killed because of y'all. Because people so happily want to exist in a red pill, blue pill, knowing it don't work. It's not working. It hasn't ever worked. It was just the lesser of. It's been a situation where, because if it worked, then we wouldn't be still arguing about certain things. It wouldn't be allowed that, people are allowed to, pollute and corrupt, and it wouldn't be allowed. So for anybody saying that it worked, it hasn't. It's never worked. It was just more complacency. That's it. That's all. And if you like it, I love it. But God, I don't like it. And so if that's the case, I want to barter my way into a different system. Now, me being a good person, having morals and values ain't going to have nothing to do with nothing other than, I'm going to still have good morals and values. But I just ain't going to be fucking with y'all. That's it. That's all. Other than to let me learn what I need to be learning. And then, I'll see what I can do on the other side of that. But if y'all continue on the pathway, because the man said, are y'all tired of the people being stupid yet? I think many, many moons ago, people were, already tired, right? Or already ready. So a lady came across my screen yesterday and she said, oh my God, I figured out something. In the process, she said the slaves were never freed. They didn't free the slaves. The slaves freed themselves. Absolutely. It don't sit right with me. Now, let me tell you how. So people will say, oh no, this person freed the slaves, this person freed the slaves, this person freed the slaves. Nope. All throughout history, if you ever looked, it was already recorded that the people was already doing shit. I done read multiple different stories that basically showed where, and mind you, the stories are documented. This is the thing where they said, if you want to hide something from a nigga, put it in a book. They wasn't wrong. But mind you, they put it in a book and they still put it right in your face. But it just, like, the connection wasn't connecting. So one of the stories that I read basically was talking about a woman who, they got them niggas up out of here. They did what they did to her people. She did what she did to their people. And so they said, they made it, oh, she did this to her family. That wasn't her family. Those were her captives. So y'all can't be out here telling stories and then acting as if you don't know the difference between family and captives. Although y'all be the same ass motherfuckers, okay? Don't be mad at me. Be mad at yourself for your behavior, okay? Now, the people knew the lady did it. But because they would have to acknowledge how they got there, they decided to go along with the scheme. Mind you, banker, it's been a whole history, a slew of people that had to make this legal. And mind you, they did it. Because they didn't want to have to bring this shit up anywhere to say that they did this. So all throughout, but y'all have to remember, his story is the one that's being told because his story don't want you knowing that there was, some people doing some stuff. They wasn't with that shit. It's just like even in today's records, y'all saw when them people were sitting there talking and they released that audio and that man said, but the Ers ain't gonna do it. And you heard what he said. Get the white people to do it. The Ers ain't gonna do it because the Ers said, nigga, fuck this place. But mind you, there are still some Ers that are very much like, yes sir, boss. Yes sir, the children of the corn, nigga, fuck them. They don't like you. They're never going to like you. Your children are always going to be at risk. And at this point, guess what? Everybody's children are at risk. So there's that. I ain't judging. Again, because this ain't new. It's already been happening. I get penalized for saying it. They're not getting penalized for doing it. This is why I can't fuck with y'all. Because somehow the dots ain't connecting. I'm getting penalized for saying it. They're not being penalized for doing it. God, make it make sense. Because all people want to do is gossip. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's call our uncle daddy. Let's call our cousin sister. Let's call our mama auntie. Da 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 da. Let's talk about it. Talk about it. Talk about it. But meanwhile, after I sent you the screenshot, I started looking at ways to help her graduate early. Oh, you know what? I gotta go look at it because I was actually editing videos too. But here we are. This is the state of, the circumstances. The people who, are having the conversations are being drugged for filth, but the people who are actually, participating is making $1 trillion. They gonna show us, aren't they? Every time. Here, everybody out here that lost their job, this, that, and the third. All of this stuff is happening. It goes exactly with this message. I mean, this is the day. And are y'all not tired of the people being stupid yet? And like I said, I didn't say it. These are another man's words. But again, I'm sitting in front of you saying that it ain't new to my people. Like, it's books, it's this, that, and the third. It's a lot of stuff. Like, even right now, I got some stuff that I just really want to get rid of, but I'm afraid to even get rid of a book. Because if I get rid of a book, the next one's going to have something in it different than the books that I have. Like, y'all not upset with waking up. Y'all not ready to learn the true story of, like, the beginning and the end. Then that was the other thing. So the phrase Alpha and Omega comes from Greek. Alpha, the first letter in the Greek alphabet. Omega, the last letter of the Greek alphabet. It's so much stuff that's just messed up and just messed up around here. And it's like nobody pays attention. It is like right in your face, right? Interesting, in the Hebrew Bible, Aleph and Tav are sometimes used symbolically as almost like a to Z. Aleph is Arabic, and Tav are sometimes used, or Hebrew Bible. And it's almost like an A to Z in English. For example, Isaiah 44:6. I am the first and I am the last. Besides me, there is no God. So the Alpha and Omega is essentially a translation of that Hebrew concept inside of the Greek language of the New Testament. So even when certain words get translated, right? Like something gets left out of it, something gets like even the slightest little, because the power of life and death is in the tongue. And so if you translate something and something gets left out, it changes the meaning, right? Ani Rashan, I am the first. Viani Asheran, I am the last. I don't even know how to pronounce this. Let me see if it'll translate it for me. It won't say it. But what it means is, and besides me, there is no God. This is exactly the concept of the New Testament Greek phrase Alpha and Omega is translating. The idea of God as an eternal sovereign being and end. But this is the thing. Why was it not given to us the way that it was supposed to be given to us, the way they said it? Ana Rashan, the whole word. So, because everybody can pronounce, everybody can say Alpha and Omega, but that's Greek, even still. Why is so much stuff being translated away from the actual language? As a matter of fact, let me take this away from here because honestly, I don't even trust them. Let me go back because something is still off. Something's not right. Because I know when I did this already, but I got to watch fucking chat because chat just lies like a mother sucker. Okay, so let me go over here to the other platform. We got to remember because they try to make everything so, oh, it's this. No, you're lying. Either way, but that's the point of the whole entire thing. It's like, why do you continue to try to translate things into this, but meanwhile you're also taking away the message and then you'll reverse it. It's weird. So anyway, it says the term Alpha and Omega comes from the book of Revelations in the Bible. You know what I also know that even in the book of Revelations, right, how it's worded and people be expecting for it to be this big old, da 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 da, right? But mind you, it is a big thing because even now we're living in Revelations. It's the truth, right? Things being revealed, the truth being told. But for some reason, for the life of me, every time I read that, it just made me feel like the earth was on fire. And although, it is the same concept, I guess, but it's not happening in a way that, I don't know, maybe it just seemed there. Let's see. The term Alpha and Omega comes from the book of Revelations where Jesus declared himself to be the Alpha and Omega. See, now this brings a whole nother thing. Because how... You know what? I'm going to just get off here because literally this is about to spark a problem. And I'm going to tell you where the problem is about to be. Because it says where Jesus declared himself to be the Alpha and Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end. But meanwhile, Jesus also said over here, he's not God. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is the reason why. It's this shit right here. The book says this because I'm going to go back and I'm going to read it again. This is the hypocrisy of it all. Now over here you declaring something else. Like, come on now, we gotta make it make sense. Over here it says the Father is greater than I, which is in John 14:28. Jesus acknowledges the Father's authority while on earth. Mark 10:18. Why do you call me good? No one is good except for God alone. Now you go over here to the Alpha and Omega and it says, and this is Google that's saying this now, okay? Google is saying that where Jesus declares himself to be the Alpha and Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end. Do y'all not see what I be saying when it comes to, this is the reason why, like, when man's hands is on stuff, when these people start touching stuff, it comes with contradictions. It comes with lies. Because you can't jump from over here saying one thing, but then in the end, now it's a different scenario. Like, you're going to have to make it make sense. So where along the pathway did he shift and turn into God? this is what God, please get them. Because literally, and then this is also leading people down the wrong pathway. But the people should automatically be able to see the pathway clearly, because ain't no way you're going to tell me this over here and then this over here and think that I'm not supposed to remember. But remember, I said the people fell asleep for this many days. When they woke up, they couldn't remember. I also said when a person is lying, cheating, and stealing, and they want to double down on their bullshit, they're going to do more, just more, everything else except for telling the truth. So it's like when a person tells a lie and then they don't remember what the lie was told, then they add something else onto the lie, and then they add more onto the lie. But meanwhile, the lie is building, but I remember what you said the first time. Something is not adding up. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so let's see. Let's see, because this is what I like doing. I like making it argue with itself, because this is what you should do. Like, if you out here lying to people, then let's go ahead and say. Let's see what it comes up with for this. This is what I'm saying. Like, it just keeps being a perpetual circle, a loop of nothing but lies, when just tell the people the damn truth. Like, at some point in time, just tell the people the truth. They're going to live with it. I mean, what else they going to do anyway? That's the other thing. Exactly, the phrase is one of the clearest ways the New Testament presents Jesus as divine and eternal. Here's how it connects. Revelations 22:13. I am Alpha and Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end. Revelations 1:8 and 12 and 6 also echoes this, with God or Jesus declaring the same. Alpha and Omega, the first and the last letters of the Greek alphabet, first and last, beginning and the end. God's eternal presence in all of history. By using this title, Jesus is identifying himself with God's eternal nature, echoing the Hebrew idea in Isaiah 44:6, I am the first, I am the last, besides me there is no God. Even though Jesus sometimes speaks of submitting to the Father in John 14:28, in Revelations, he claims the eternal sovereignty of God. In other words, Alpha and Omega declares is clear affirmation of his divinity, showing he is not just human, but eternal, existing before in all things. And this is where I keep saying, it's where people keep assuming. Because it's like, you had a conversation with somebody and only you and the person know the conversation. Now, somebody outside of the conversation, if they put the pieces together, they'll be saying, it's like when people say this don't add up, like something ain't adding up because it's not doing, you know, it has to make sense. This is why I also just said what I said. Half of the information that they have, because they not doing this. So this is the heart of the mastery of the incarnation in Christ theology, how Jesus can be fully God and fully human at the same time. The paradox, but the Bible presents it consistently. Here's a careful breakdown. Jesus' divinity, he claims eternal nature. I am the Alpha and Omega, the Father, the first and the last. Revelations 22:13. Before Abraham was, I am. John 8:58. He performs miracles, forgives sins, and receives worship. Actions attributed to God. So now what I would have to say is, so miracles, right? A person performing miracles, but that's not the first time that miracles have happened. Miracles have been performed in other places, even right here to this day on earth. So does that make them God too? Like, y'all gonna have to do better in this. Because, again, we already know that this also don't still have all the full text, like when they be doing stuff like this. But it's not making sense, because you want to say that, but then are you saying those other people are God too? Or they're just doing, they're giving gifts from God? Because even there it says God gives gifts, gifts and talents. But then y'all want to hold on to, or y'all want to say how the gifts and talents are given, because if somebody else come up with some gifts and talents and things that they can do by God, all of a sudden they're possessed, this, that, and third. Y'all make it, this is no. It's a whole fat no, because literally it's like, let me rearrange the words for whatever fits. I don't like that. That ain't right. That's not how you do that. It has to, follow and make sense. The New Testament affirms that in Christ, all the fullness of the deity lives in bodily form. And then that's the other thing, right here, because again, I can contradict this thing all damn day long. Anyway, let me go back to where we was, because let me do one more thing, because I need to say that. And it says, yes, the Bible says that Jesus sits at the right hand of God, and this is a key statement about his authority and divinity. Here's the breakdown. So if you see what I'm saying, if you sit in here, this is the reason why you can't believe nothing that they say. Because it's just a weird turn of keep turning and turning and turning of events. And meanwhile, just so we're very clear, not to say that none of it, hey Chico, not to say that not any of it is right or wrong, because I ain't one to judge. I'm going to just say that whoever is the person that was manipulating, the puppet master behind this, and you are the person that, led so many people down that road, your ass is in trouble. So the people that followed it, maybe you were supposed to go, look, seek ye first the kingdom of God for yourself. But whoever the person is that did the actual writing manipulation of such documents, your ass is grass. Because you altered and you kind of finagled some text that maybe you shouldn't have ever had your hands on. It doesn't make sense. So then the Lord Jesus, after he spoke to them, was taken up into heaven and sat down at the right hand of God. Mark 16:9. So you came from here where you just told people that you was God, but then you came up with God, and then you sat next to the right hand of God. Like, God get them. Like, it's strange that this is what they do. But this is more of playing God right here. That's more of them playing God. Either way, your ass is grass. So we gonna go back, because it was talking about when you can't pray. That's how we started this, because it's just the system trying to wear everybody down. Is draining, trying to manipulate. The one thing that you have, faith in a situation that God's gonna be able to handle it. God's gonna get them. God's gonna take care of everything. But meanwhile, they behind the scenes manipulating and doing the most, right? And so a Python spirit comes from a mix of ancient history and modern spiritual language. Historically, in the Bible, Acts 16:6, there's a reference to a spirit of divination. The original Greek word uses this as a python. Python, which is tied back to Greek mythology, where Python is a serpent linked to the Oracle of Delphi, a place people went for fortune telling. Because of that, in Christian teaching today, a Python spirit is often used to describe a spirit associated with false prophecy or divination, something being believed to oppress or constrict like a snake squeezing. Influences tied to deception, control, or spiritual heaviness. Some people also use it more figuratively to describe feeling spiritually choked, stuck, or under constant pressure. Meanwhile, we know where it's coming from. The system outside, the things that are actually happening. But it is also tied to what I just said. When it is a prophetess, when they can put a name on it, then, all of a sudden it's legally binding in heaven. But because they can't control it or they don't understand it, then you're possessed, you're demonic, you're da-da-da-da-da. It's like, the people out here, guess what? Weed was illegal until they could put a tax on it. Take it how it resonates. Everything is always wrong until they can figure out how to get their cut. I ain't say it, but it's being proven the same exact way. Because if you can go and get, trained by the minister that's, let me trained by the minister, then it becomes prophetess work because you've been mentored. You should not put your filthy, dirty fucking hands nowhere near me, on me, or connected to me. But in their book, it says God gave gifts and talents. Those that used them were, rewarded with more. Even the nigga that did use them, the one that went and buried them, they got their shit taken and given to somebody else. But again, they want to put God in a box, and they got to be able to make it so that they're in control. This one, I don't like. This is what I'm saying about this system. It's more of that. And who's teaching that? Exactly. So that's all I'm going to say. We're going to leave it right there. Take it how it resonates. You can like it or don't. Either way, don't be mad at the person that can see that this is how it's working. Be mad at the niggas that's doing it, because I done seen whole congregations come up against people, and sorry to use y'all, but y'all just so easy. I done seen whole congregations come up against victims of this nigga. And they will rally around the person that did the victimizing and not the actual victims. It's a thing. Like, this timeline is full of it. You can't be mad at me. You can be mad at yourself for doing it. You can be mad at yourself for not stopping it. You can be mad at yourself for, observing, witnessing, then wanting to, get and testify against the people who, is crying over here because their life is never going to be the same. And then somebody else has to come and say, buckle up, suck it up, buttercup, because guess what? It happened to you, but now you can't use that as, going forward, because you can't use that as going forward. But y'all know these people been doing this shit for a very long time. 400 years or more. Because just because it happened to your section of the building don't mean that it wasn't already happening to sections of buildings. And I know y'all want to make it more important because it's, now looking real pale over this bitch. But at the end of the day, same monkey, same zoo, same fucking representation. Direct the anger to where it should be. Direct the situation, whatever it is going to be, the conclusion to this, it needs to be directed in the right area, not in the to the back, to the people that's already damaged and hurt behind it happening. Like, it needs to be some accountability around here, like Dollar Bill. It needs to be some asses shaking, some, like, literally. But you know what I mean? It needs to be some shit happening. Like, something got to be done. It needs to be some dealt witness happening around here. So make it happen. Y'all can't keep trying to victimize the victims. Like, they tired. You can't be out here trying to control everything just because you don't know what it is. You can't identify it. So now you're going to put a negative narrative on it. Meanwhile, back at man camp, you are the negative narrative. It's y'all. Everything about y'all is negative, messed up, and what you want me to do? Y'all don't want me to see it, right? But mind you, you're going to wake up tomorrow and do the same bullshit. You're not going to change your behavior because, even God grants forgiveness, but you have to make sure that you want to be forgiven. Because it's like the thing, God, please forgive me, please forgive me, please forgive me. But every day you go in and do the same exact thing. Just the reason why I said eventually I'm going to stop cussing. Because I'm not going to ask God to forgive me for something that I waited my whole entire life to do. He knew I was waiting my whole entire life to cuss. Y'all was just mad at it. God loved me anyway. He may still love y'all even in the process of all the shit y'all doing. But at the end of the day, like, the kids are important. But are they? Because, God went through and got rid of some of their asses too. So, who am I to judge? Either way, that's the message. Hopefully it helped. Thank you guys for being here. Happy Friday, everybody. Don't mind me. And also, Chico, thank you. Abby Grace, thank you. If y'all wish to donate for my channel, all the links are above, below, some damn where. So there's that, and go with God always.